So I am collecting stories to share. That is currently my goal, and I want to share these stories in a storytelling fashion. And I want to do so as they come in, record these stories, and I want to edit them, add in some effects, make them creepy, of course. So if you have any stories, you could either DM me, you could email me at creepintv@gmail.com. I'll put a link here somewhere. Or you could DM me on any form of social media: TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Discord. I'm on everything. You could find me. I promise. Everything's linked, and I'll make sure it's all linked below. So now that we got that out of the way, let me take my notes down because I don't need them anymore. And let's talk about this story that freaked me the out the most when it came to Lechuzas. And this came from a coworker at the time. So I'm not going to mention the name because I'm no longer in contact. I don't know the name. I don't recall anything, but I remember the story. So I was working in Edinburgh, Texas, and I've always had this thing where I want to ask people about their scary stories or scary experiences. I guess you could see I'm obsessed with it. So I remember it was a slow day at work somehow. Seems impossible now that I think of it, but it was slow. And I asked all my coworkers, hey man, what's the scariest thing you've experienced? And I got a lot of the stories of typical bump in the night type shit. Saw something, then it wasn't there. Heard something, but wasn't really there. Things of that sort. And those things, they're still freaky to experience, but they're not as scary to me, I guess, since I'm not experiencing them. But this girl's story chilled me to the bone. I swear to God, it was so scary. And we'll see if I can get through without getting my nipples hard here. So, this is how it was explained to me. She was living in Mexico and had just had her child. Now, the roofs or the houses in Mexico they vary, right? Like you could have a regular shingles and wood type roof. You could have like a plastic roof. You could have a metal roof. Now, in her story, she had a metal roof. And from what I recall from this story, she was in her room at night trying to put her baby to sleep. So she was laying down in the dark, just kind of rocking her baby. And as she was dozing off, suddenly she heard like a thump on the roof, just like a thump. And after that, she heard footsteps, like something was up there walking around. So she's kind of like waking up and like, what the hell is that noise? Like something's on the roof. And the footsteps started off as little light taps, and then suddenly turned into heavy steps, like if somebody was on the roof. So it went from a little animal footsteps to a grown person on the roof. And it's metal, so you could hear everything. Now, she remembers hearing this, and I don't believe she was in the house by herself. I believe she went to the other room and said, hey, somebody's on our roof. Like, they got scared. Now, the thing is that in Mexico, it's not out of the question to say there's a lechuza on the roof, okay? They believe in this. So the thought is there's somebody on the roof. The lechuzas or a witch is on the roof. Now, as I mentioned before, witches, for whatever reason, even in movies that they're portrayed, they're always after kids. There's something about innocent blood or blood that hasn't been tainted by experience or something that they're after, that they use to conjure or something. You could even watch the movie The Witch, and it starts off with like a baby being like, I'm not even gonna say. Go watch the movie The Witch and you'll know what I'm talking about. So as she's telling this story, I'm starting to get freaked out. I'm like, holy shit, dude, like this is not like a ooh type story. This is a real story. So she says, yes, so I went and told everybody in the house, like, hey, there's somebody on the roof. I think it's a lechuza. coming to get my baby. And when she said that, I was like, oof. Like right now I have chills. I promise you. The thought of something landing on your roof and you knowing that it's after your newborn child is scary to me. So what she said happened was they're in this room and the lights are off and they're together. And suddenly, in the dark, she felt somebody like in the room with them. And I don't know if she could see them because I don't know what the lighting situation was. But I know that the way she described it was like there was something in the room with us. And I held on to my baby tight. So she's grasping onto her baby. And suddenly she just starts feeling tugging in the dark. Oh, I'm getting chills. She starts feeling tugging on the baby and starts screaming. Now, whoever's in there, like, Ama, ayuda, ayuda, Ama. And that her mom turned the light on, and that all you saw was the baby defying gravity, basically. The legs were being lifted up in the air like if somebody was trying to take it away from her, but the person was invisible. As soon as the lights went on, I guess, like, the legs dropped. And I was like, whew. That's a story. I don't know how I would recover from something like that. Hopefully you enjoyed that story. I'm going to attempt to sleep now. It's 2 a.m. It's ridiculous. But yeah, if you enjoy the stories, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, X, all of it, man. I'm on everything. I love this scary stuff. I don't know why, but I do. So if you want to share your stories with me, please do so. And if not, just like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. Thanks for hanging out with your boy Creep, and I will see you the next time. Peace.